Hi, this is Tom Salemi. We're here at the inaugural Aesthetics Innovation Summit, and I'm very happy to be joined by Geoff Crouse, the CEO of Syneron Candela. Geoff, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Tom.
You, like AIS, I think are a relative newcomer to the aesthetics world, correct?
Yeah, that's right. I've been in diagnostics and devices for over 15 years and just came into the aesthetic space a year ago.
Well, you're the perfect person to kind of answer this question because it's something I've been asking folks as to where aesthetics fits into the healthcare landscape. You come from more of a medtech diagnostics side of the house. How did you find your way into aesthetics?
So while I actually started out my career in health economics and reimbursement, developing reimbursement dossiers for novel diagnostics way back when.
Wow.
I did that long enough to understand that the reimbursement systems, unfortunately, are a major headwind to innovation in industry overall. So fast forward, the last company I ran was entirely patient self-pay for private newborn stem cell banking. It was also private equity backed. Had a great experience there and really became excited about the idea of patient self-pay, quality of life type of healthcare, which is becoming more and more popular, more and more common, massive growth area. And so after my last business, I was really looking for areas in healthcare that were not exposed to reimbursement risk, and that's eventually how I ended up in aesthetics.
And how did you find your way to Syneron Candela specifically?
So I started working with a firm called AIS, which is a large private equity firm, with the team in the UK. They were developing a thesis around aesthetics and taking interest in devices specifically. And through that time frame, we became acquainted with Shimon Eckhouse, who's the chairman, founder of Syneron, and entered into a negotiation with them, and ultimately were able to take the company from a public traded company into a private equity backed.
And what are the plans for the company now that you're private? How do you build it out again?
Yeah, so Syneron Candela, has a great history. Candela is a 20-plus-year-old company based in laser devices specifically. Syneron was much more of an innovative, aesthetics-driven company. The two came together in 2010. Through that time frame, they struggled through a lot of economic issues, and being a publicly traded company, it was very difficult for them to focus on the long term. And that's where we saw the opportunity, was by bringing the company private, we could take our focus away from quarter to quarter, reinvest capital in the business. Apex was very strategically minded in their purchase, and so put very little to no debt on the business, enabling the management team to invest in the future. So we are turning around the ship in terms of our investment in quality. We're completely reorganizing the company globally in terms of our people and talent. We're looking to diversify our revenue streams, so taking advantage of the opportunity for consumable sales and pay-per-click type of business models rather than just a pure play capital sale. And then we also have capital deploy in terms of mergers and acquisitions and internal innovation. So we're re-upping our investments in M&A and R&D. So we really see this as a platform company. What we have is a unique capability in laser physics and devices. And we are also the only freestanding capital equipment aesthetic device company that truly has a global reach. So we have direct sales and service and marketing and regulatory capabilities at a global scale, which enables us to commercialize any product globally very quickly and very effectively. So that's where our focus area is continuing to invest in those areas.
So final question, do you see yourself being a major acquirer of smaller companies going forward, or do you think you see more tuck-in technologies that you might be acquiring? What sort of deals could you do?
Yeah, I think we're going to see that as an evolution, Tom. We have a lot of work to do restructuring the company and getting our feet back on the ground. We've had a great first few quarters. It's a strong market, so we've got some strong commercial focus, and that's working very well for us. So right now we're looking very specifically at technology and aesthetic devices, more what I would call early tuck-ins or smaller tuck-ins. But with our access to capital, we're very open to, and we continue to strategically look at where do we want to take this company. We view Syneron Candela as absolutely a platform company, specifically because of our global commercial reach. So in the short term, I think you'll see us focus on smaller tuck-in technologies. A year from now, I think the sky's the limit. We'll see what we decide to do.
Excellent. Well, we'll hope to see you at many future AISs. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks for having me.